Oh my Lord, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with our podcast, Coffee and Thoughts, with yours truly. It's been a good minute, but we are back, and man, do we have many things to talk about. Today, I'm going to be getting right into it. We're going to talk about how I made it or how I came up, went viral on social media because the last podcast that I posted was about 4 months ago, maybe five. It was back in March. So it's been a couple of months now, and now I'm doing social media full time. So I want to just give you guys free advice on how to make it in social media. And, yeah, you can do it. I'm going to tell you guys right now how I personally went viral on social media, on TikTok and Instagram. Those are my two platforms that I'm really on right now. But yes, let's start off with how I blew up and went viral on social media. It started off fairly quickly for me. It was right after college. I was a soccer player before social media. And then I downloaded TikTok. A lot of you know me because of TikTok. And I remember just downloading it for fun. A lot of my friends were on TikTok. I heard about it. I was, literally, I was a college dropout. So I downloaded TikTok right after college and then, made nothing about it. I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to post me and my life, what I'm currently doing, and that was literally soccer. I was a soccer player, so I posted a training video doing cone exercises and sprints. I was shirtless, so that video, my first TikTok video, went viral. So yeah, it happened, I guess, fairly quickly for me. My first video was an average of 200,000 views. So I know it's not going to be like that for everyone. If you're listening to me across the screen right now, you're probably thinking, well, Luis, dude, your first video, you got 200,000 views. You already have traction and momentum to build off of. Yes, perhaps maybe for me it was like that on TikTok, but keep in mind on Instagram, I had like a couple hundred followers. I had nothing. TikTok, 0 followers. I have a screenshot of it. Nothing. But posted soccer. Bottom line is I posted my passion. I posted me and my current, everyday life. Did that soccer. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Shortly after seeing the trends on TikTok, I was like, okay, wait, people are actually they like me, right? I was like, okay, maybe I should post more about me. So I started seeing the trends at TikTok. It was around COVID era, 2020, 2021 time, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna post stuff with my family. I did pranks on my mom. I remember I did a losing my virginity prank with my mother, and that got millions of views. That was my first really viral video, was doing a prank on my mom that I lost my virginity, and at that time I was like 22, 23 years old. I was like 22 years old, and yes, I was a virgin at 22, so I thought this was a perfect opportunity to do a video like that. So basically, I would post videos about me, and then I started getting into like the little dancing videos on TikTok. I would do like little thirst traps. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I was doing a little thirst traps and showing my looks, if you will. So I just kind of catered, perhaps maybe to some of my advantages in life that God has blessed me with, certain skills, whether it was soccer growing up, and then just, enjoying it. I started to really enjoy the app, and then boom, because of TikTok, my Instagram was also gaining a lot of followers, and I just posted. I would just post, and I had a lot of fun with posting. So yeah, I think for me at least, I've come to realize the key to social media is first and foremost, show your passions. Who are you? Okay, ask yourself that very simple question. what do I even want to post on social media? Who am I? And what's my passions in life? I think that is key, essential. Okay, that's numero uno, all right? So I was like, all right, posting myself. I was shy growing up. This is where I feel like a lot of us struggle. I was a very shy young man growing up. And so TikTok allowed me to express myself more using my voice. I started to like be comfortable in front of the camera. I was like, all right, let's talk. And I started doing more talking videos, and it made me really comfortable in my own skin. And so now it makes you more confident to be able to post on social media and TikTok and not really care what the outcome is, or not care about the negative comments online. All these things really helped shape me and build my confidence on social media, you know? So I'd say you have to be very courageous and not care about what people think about you. I think that is essential to your growth on social media, because I feel like a lot of us overthink our content and then we don't post. Sometimes I even get that still to this day, and it's been years and years of me doing social media. So yeah, I'd say just don't be afraid to be embarrassed. You know, I always say be cringe. You know, I think that is the pathway to freedom anyways, is to truly express yourself, be yourself. And if you don't know who you are, then start with the things that you know you aren't. Start with the things that you don't like, right? There's certain things that we don't like that we for sure know, okay? That's process of elimination. And it becomes easier to know what you do like, you know, if you don't really know your passions in life. But yeah, number 1, post your passions. Number 2, become completely obsessed with posting and creating, right? I look forward every single day to try to create something new, something fresh. I think a lot, so I document it. I grab my phone and I just start like, I just have, sometimes I have thoughts and they come and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna talk about this because I think it's relatable to other people, and maybe someone else is gonna relate to me, because I'm sure I'm not the only one going through this in life, you know? So that's what I do. I just literally post relatable things, you know? And as of lately, within the last year of my social media journey, I've done a lot of interacting videos. You guys, obviously, many of you know that I do like streaming, interacting videos with, whether it's someone through a drive-through, Starbucks content, stuff like that. I really started using my voice even more. I built up, like, building your personality and having charisma, and yeah, having good personality is key. Being a good communicator and just, you know, enjoying the process for me is the best way to go about social media. So I highly recommend these thoughts and these practices. Practice these things and implement them into your content and try it out. See if it works for you. And if it doesn't, that's okay. Keep going. Something is going to hit. I promise you. I have gone viral from so many different types of videos. It has not been one specific niche style of video, okay? I've blown up off doing pranks on my mom. I've blown up from thirst traps. I've blown up off of literally soccer content, right? I've blown up off of interacting videos, going through a drive-through. That was the big one for me, doing the Starbucks drive-through content. And I didn't go with the intention of like, oh yeah, like this is gonna go viral. No, I just literally grabbed my phone. I was like, you know what? I kind of feel like posting something today. Quick story for you real quick. I literally made that Ash Starbucks video, right? I made that Ash Starbucks video on my lunch break doing Uber Eats delivery driving. I was an Uber driver, guys. Most of you guys don't know this about me, but I was literally a DoorDasher on Uber Eats, okay? I took a lunch break. It was nighttime. It was like 9 or 10 p.m. at night, right? And I remember I told myself, I'm like, dude, I need to get through this night. I'm gonna go get some coffee. What is open right now? Starbucks. Cool. I was in the drive-through, and then I remember I just had this quick thought. I was just like, dude, I need I need some sort of interaction with a human being, but I want to document this. I don't know why. I picked up my phone. I started recording, and then a lovely lady named Ash from Starbucks answers the intercom, and she's like, "Hi, this is Ash from Starbucks. What can I get for you today?" And I go, "Hi, Ash. My name is Luis. It's a pleasure to meet you." And then I just went on and said, I heard your protein lattes are really good. Like, have you tried it before? And, just had that simple conversation. I'm not thinking about, oh, I'm gonna like get the attention from coffee people, or like, I don't know, like I'm gonna go viral off of this. No, it was just a simple interaction that I wanted to do with a human, like, and I just wanted to post it and share my living day-to-day life experience. And that was the video that most recently got like over 40 million views on TikTok. And then obviously Instagram as well. It went viral, millions of views. So all that to say is you just never know what can go viral for you. And that type of video changed my life. Because of that Starbucks video, I was able to land brand deals. I got a social media agency and manager from the Starbucks videos, right? And it just literally takes one video genuinely for you to create something bigger for your life. And man, it's a beautiful blessing to say that you can live life like that. What do I usually say? People ask me, what do you do for a living? And I say, you know what? I live life for a living. I live for a living is what I tell people. And yeah, currently that's kind of been the thing for me, I guess. And obviously I'm branching out and doing other things. Like I have a clothing brand that I am starting now, right? Working on that. I'm also, streaming, getting into the streaming world as well. Different things on social media, but at the core of everything, I just love to post and create content. I just love creating anything that I get my hands on. I just want to create. I just want to like think of new things to post. And in the middle of all that, at the core is to just be yourself. I always believe in being a good man. For the men out there who want to be content creators, I'd say to you guys, be a good person, have a good heart, be genuine, authentic. People feel real shit. People feel your authenticity through the screen. All right. You can only fake it until you make it for so long. That's what I really believe in. So if you just be yourself, if you just genuinely speak from your soul and what you are and what you know, nobody can tell you nothing. Genuinely. And people feel that. And that's why people follow you, because they know that you're a real one and that you actually provide some sort of value to the world. Ask yourself that question. Okay, if you want followers, what makes somebody want to follow you? Right? You have to provide some sort of value, whether if you're funny, whether you have a good advice, you're wise, you're smart, you know a lot of things. If you have knowledge, okay, talk about that knowledge. If you are into fitness and health, taking care of your body, talk about it. This is all many things that you can, share to the world. What will you share to the world? And me personally, I say I want to do everything. I am everything. I'm not just one specific thing, right? I'm an actor. I am a fitness freak. Like, I love taking care of my body. I love soccer. Man, I love sports, right? I love movies. So I love the artistry. I love entertainment. I love so many things. And so how can you incorporate that into your daily life and your daily routines? And that's just kind of how I approach social media as a whole. So yeah, my advice to you guys is simply that: be yourself, be extremely passionate, be yourself, post your passions, and be completely obsessed with posting. And the fourth extra one would be not giving a fuck about the outcome. Just post. Literally hit the record button, hit that red button. I promise you, you don't know what can go viral. You genuinely don't know, right? So just keep all of these things in mind when you want to do social media content online. So I'm, yeah, just trying to keep it honest with you guys. And I guess I'll add on to that. In order to monetize, right, there's different ways. There's obviously, for me, my first real like realization of, man, I can really make a living off social media was because of a brand deal. I'm not going to name the brand, but I will say it pays. Brand deals will pay you. Okay? Brands want to literally give you you know, a platform. I mean, obviously they want to promote their products on your platforms. So what do? You promote the products through brand deals. So let's just say, for example, Essentia wants to reach out to you because you have a platform and you have an audience and people love to see you and they genuinely like you, your followers. Brands are going to simply want to work with you because it's organic outreach, right? It's organic outreach for them to promote their products, and they'll do that through creators. So they're willing to, you know, offer you brand deals, you know? And so that to me was when I first realized, wait, being social media full-time creator is possible. I landed my first brand deal at the beginning of this year. Actually, it was December of last year. And then boom, this year, that's when everything kind of like took off for me. But yeah, that was what really made me realize that this is genuinely possible. And so just ask yourself these questions. How can you naturally be yourself, build an audience? It's not about necessarily listen guys, this is not about, oh, how famous can I get? Because I genuinely don't care about the view count. I care about, can I impact somebody's life? Like, I want to help someone across the screen, or just share my stories, my thoughts about the world, my beliefs. So that's why I highly encourage you to ask yourself, who are you? What do you love to do? What are your passions? What moves you every single day when you get out of bed? I think these are questions that you should ask yourself. Once you have that, boom, branch off and talk about things within fitness. Talk about things within the arts and the entertainment industry. If you are funny, be fucking funny, baby. Like, literally post that shit online. You know, there's just creativity is endless too, you know? Sometimes I can't think of anything, but tomorrow I have a fucking great genius idea and I'm like, let's go. Sometimes it's as simple as going through a drive-through and interacting with a worker, and then boom, it goes viral. You know, never in a million years would I think a drive-through video would get millions and millions of views. But, you know, it's about being persistent and loving what you do ultimately. So yes, these are some of the tips and things that I did to go viral over the last 5 years of my social media career. And so I hope this video has helped you so far. And yeah, like I said, just fly, baby. Don't think twice. As in terms of like specifics, like I don't get down to like stats of like sitting here and telling you, hey, post 3 times a day, post 6 times a day. I've heard people on TikTok telling people to post 7 to 10 times a day. I personally have not done 7 videos a day. I feel like I can't keep up with that much volume. So I guess for me, it's a bit of maybe quality over quantity. Some people argue against that. Some people say just a lot of quantity, so multiple videos a day. But is it quality? Is it something that is actually being is it good quality content, you know? Because you have to remember, people are scrolling on their phone, so how can you grab a hold of somebody? How can you hook them into your video? The first 3 seconds, I do believe, are the most important part of your video. The first 3 to 5 seconds have to be some sort of engaging experience or thing within like your video. So yeah, I'd say, I don't know, I'd say a bit of both. But for me, I personally lean closer to quality over quantity. I guess gonna be transparent here. I know some people will argue. I just feel like people in the comments are gonna like maybe argue, yeah, Luis, like, you know, but you got it easy because maybe of my looks, for example. People will say, okay, you are maybe an attractive man, so like looks matter, or like your body, like you, if you have a nice body, it's easier to go viral. Well, I think that could be true if you have an image to you, and if you have a look, and if you have an aesthetic to you, if you will. Perhaps it could be easier, but you still have to put in the work. It doesn't matter how good looking you are, guy or female, by the way. It could go for either gender. You could have the natural look, but are you putting in the consistency and effort? Ultimately, you have to post. Otherwise, no one's going to see you on social media. So you have to post. So yes, at the end of the day, anything in life that you do, anything, not just social media, you have to what? Be consistent. Show up every single day. Be relentless. That's why I always tell people, be obsessed. Be obsessed with what you do and love it. If you love it, if you are passionate and you're obsessed, you're gonna fly. You will be successful. That's it. That's your golden ticket. Hopefully this podcast episode motivates you and inspires you to post. And ultimately, I just want people to pursue their dreams, man. Whether it's social media, whether it's you being an athlete, whether you want to be an artist, a musician, doctor, whatever it is, lawyer, anything. If you want to be an author, if you want to write books, like, the number one thing is what every single successful person in this world, and major athlete, artists, what do they all have in common? They're obsessed. They're obsessed with it. They're obsessed with their passion. They're obsessed with that goal. They're relentless, and they don't care what the outside world thinks. If you care about the world and what their opinions are, I promise you, you will be lost, and you will be stuck in the same place you are today. It'll be the same tomorrow. But if you actually genuinely do not give a flying fuck, you will win more. Watch how successful you will be when you are passionate and you're extremely obsessed with your life and your goals. That is it. This is Coffee and Thoughts with yours truly. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm rooting for you. Just know I believe in you, okay? This is your friendly reminder that I believe in you. Most importantly, you should believe in yourself, and God believes in you. He's given you this dream and this vision because you are truly worth it, and you deserve a very, very blessed life, you know? Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Don't listen to your parents, your friends, your boyfriend and girlfriends. Fuck everybody. Genuinely. What do you want to do? What do you want to make out of this life? You only live once. We gonna die. All of us. Time is ticking. From the start of this podcast episode to the end of this podcast episode, guess what? We're all closer to death. So, every second, every, minute that goes by, the clock is ticking. So remember this, okay? You got this. God bless you all. And as always, peace, love, and positivity. Thank you so much for being here. More podcast episodes to come too. Speaking of consistency, by the way, this is coming. I am literally preaching to myself right now. I'm preaching to myself, literally. It's as if I'm talking to my best friend right now. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing too. It's, another tip or advice, real quick, is you gotta treat the camera like it's your bestie, right? Because there's no one in this room but me right now. But you have to be comfortable with the camera. You have to act as if it's not even here. You know, the camera is your best friend. Treat it as such. So a lot of people, you know, you get shy. Some people get nervous, and I totally get that. Sometimes I do. That's why I took acting classes in LA, to help me become more vulnerable and to learn how to express myself and to just be in a space of like complete comfortness, if you will. So yeah, it's a good challenge. It's a very good challenge. But yeah, that is all. Peace. Till next time. Bye.